It's Tuesday, February 7th, 2012. I'm Curtis Hollister, and we're watching 52-Week Low, the show that profiles public companies at or around their 52-week low. Today, we're talking about Abercrombie and Fitch, trading on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol ANF. And joining me, as he has in the past, is Dana Blankenhorn, a top contributor on Seeking Alpha. Dana, welcome to the show.
Good to talk to you.
So, Dana, they say clothes make the man. Do clothes make the investor?
Well, different clothes at different times. ANF, Abercrombie and Fitch, is a high-end or middle to high-end youth-oriented retailing group. And those are the kind of people that were hit really, really hard by the recession. So they blamed their bad Christmas on a promotional environment and high cotton costs. But the real bottom line is young people didn't have money to spend last Christmas.
I mean, and as well, too, I was down in Florida for the holidays, and I mean, everybody seemed to be having these big sales going on, 60, 70, 80% off on a lot of things. Not a lot of margin after that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, there was a lot of marking down last Christmas. It was very much a get as much as you can for as little as you can kind of Christmas. A value-oriented Christmas. Most of last year was that way. People were trying to live as though the recession weren't real. They were doing all sorts of things to try and maintain their lifestyle at the cost of time in order to appear to not be suffering as much as they were suffering.
Exactly. I mean, when we look at this company, these guys are top of the food chain as far as the retail audience goes. I mean, they are literally what the cool kids are wearing. I mean, they've got a number of different brands. Obviously, they get huge extra marks for their brand Hollister Company, which, I can relate to quite easily. But, are all these different brands just segmenting their markets, or are they cannibalizing them?
Well, it's a very competitive market out there. The main thing is that the management is well respected. This was not considered a set of mistakes by management, as it were, and as opposed to simply that was the way it was. Now, the stock has been hit. And that's why we're talking about it now on 52-week low. But most analysts have a price target that averages $63 a share. With the stock trading in the 40s, that's not too bad. Today, by the way, it gained 1.4%. It's down about 23% for the last 3 months, about 8% on the year.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of those stocks that people have been in. They want to see how Christmas went. A lot of people exited based on the numbers. Every exit creates a re-entry point, obviously. Are these guys playing in international markets at all? Are they starting to get into that, alluring Asian market with some of their products? Because typically these other cultures look at these brands and they go, hey, listen, I want to wear whatever the coolest, latest thing is.
Yeah, I went there. Not this Christmas, but a few Christmases ago, I went there.
Their stock is going down, as you just said that, Dana.
I am not the target market. They would probably consider my going there a negative.
Maybe if we did these segments in black and white and shirtless, it might be a little bit better. But I think our audience would be going down dramatically if we did that.
They want my kids to go there.
Yeah, exactly. This seems to be the under 25 age group, more specifically under 20 probably.
Yeah, and people who care a lot about how they look, which lets my son out of it. But my daughter's finally starting to dress a little bit better, and she might be in the target market for them.
I mean, I think with all of these guys, they come out with new brands. They come out with the kind of the new clothes. It depends on their promotion that year based on their ad campaign. You see that with the Gap. You see that with some of these other companies. If they put the right campaign together at the right season, they get a good bump. Like you said, this seems to be a well-managed company. It's a company that does give a dividend to its investors.
Yes, they do. And they have not dropped the dividend in the face of these poor results, which means they expect things to turn around soon. Now, you've got a better economy right now. You've got a lot of young people were, especially those in the tech professions, who are starting to find jobs now. There was a recent report out about called the app economy, talking about something like 300 some odd thousand jobs that have been created over the last several years, programming jobs and back office sorts of jobs, most of which are going to young people.
Yeah.
In creating and maintaining apps of various sorts.
And a lot of these jobs, you're not wearing a suit and tie.
So the jobs are there.
Yeah, these guys aren't wearing a suit and tie to work. They're wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
This is true, but the people who work in the front of the shop, they have to dress for success.
Sure, of course. So we got a well-managed company, by all accounts. We got a company that's obviously the board has been committed to the dividend and making sure those investors that came in based on there being a dividend stay. We've got it as a...
Well, this is a really good illustration of why buying at a 52-week low kind of makes sense. And that is, this is a fashion business. A fashion business is a fashion business. The price of the stock follows the fashion. Okay, when you're out of fashion, as they were last Christmas, the stock follows suit. The stock goes down. But over time, fashions come and go. But good retailing is blocking and tackling. Good retailing goes on forever. These guys are known to be good retailers. When they stop being good retailers, that's when you get out.
Yeah, I mean, by all accounts, they do seem to be at the top of the food chain. Their in-store experience, I've been in those stores. It's good. It's good. Mm-hmm. And most times you go in there, there's lots of people. You go into a Hollister & Company store, there's lots of people in there. You go into an Abercrombie & Fitch store, there's typically lots of people. I know this has been a down season, but they know how to generally get people into the stores. And now with the new kind of campaigning tools where they're basically sending their customer base and engaging their customer base with an email of the day saying, listen, if you show up between these hours, we give you this kind of discount. The Gap is doing that to a T right now. That drives these blips that they need when they need them. And a lot of these companies have systematized this approach, and obviously Abercrombie is one of them.
This is the kind of company that really needs to make sure they have an app strategy and a social media strategy.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to meet your customers where they are. And I mean, every one of these guys is on Facebook. So any other comments on the company? They seem to be kind of possibly a good buy right now, given the market. And obviously, you're going to be holding the stock for 6 to 12 months to try and get it at that $60 to $70 range number. Any other comments in closing?
Well, just remember that what you're looking for in retailing is good, steady management performance over time. Fashions come and go. Good years, there are good years, there are bad years. It's not something that you can necessarily control. But when they have a good year, that's when you want to consider getting out.
Absolutely. Dana, thanks so much for your time. And we'll definitely take a look at this stock. If you'd like more information on Dana Blankenhorn, you can visit his profile on Seeking Alpha. If you'd like more information on public issuers or videos from industry experts, you can visit investorchannel.tv. I'm Curtis Hollister, and you're watching 52 Week Low.